Yo, what's up guys? If you're the kind of person who loves movies that totally mess with your head, get ready, cause today I've got 7 psychological thrillers that'll blow your mind. These aren't just random scary movies. We're talking deep, dark, twisted stories that'll have you thinking, wait, what did I just watch? So sit back, grab a snack or something, and let's kick this off with one of the best. Shutter Island, 2010. Let's go! Number 1, Shutter Island, 2010. This one, it doesn't just mess with your head, it shatters it. Alright, let's get into it. Shutter Island is one of those movies where nothing feels real, and by the end, your brain's just fried. It starts off pretty simple. 2 U.S. Marshals, Teddy Daniels, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and his partner show up on this creepy island to investigate a missing patient from a mental hospital. But here's the thing, the more Teddy digs, the weirder everything gets. The doctors act shady, the patients are hiding stuff, and Teddy's having flashbacks from the war and his wife's death that don't really add up. The whole movie has this heavy, paranoid vibe. Like, you're watching it thinking, okay, is this real? Is this in his head? What's actually going on here? And right when you think you've got it figured out, boom. Major plot twist. Turns out Teddy might not be a cop at all. He might actually be a patient at the hospital. And everything we just watched was part of a massive role play to snap him out of his delusion. That ending line? Would you rather live as a monster or die as a good man? Chills. Every time. It's one of those movies you have to rewatch just to catch all the little hints they dropped from the beginning. Scorsese directed the hell out of this film, and DiCaprio's performance is just insane. It's not just a thriller, it's a total mind game. Number 2, Black Swan, 2010. Alright, next up, Black Swan. This one's not your typical horror or thriller. It's more like watching someone slowly lose their grip on reality, in the most beautiful and disturbing way possible. So, the story follows Nina. She's a super dedicated ballet dancer, kind of shy, kind of fragile, and she just landed the lead role in Swan Lake. Now, this role's got 2 sides, the innocent white swan, which she's perfect for, and the seductive, chaotic black swan, which, yeah, not really her vibe. But the pressure? It's intense. Her mom's controlling, her director's pushing her way too far, and there's this new dancer, Lily, who might be competition, or maybe not. That's the thing. You can't really tell what's real and what's in Nina's head. The whole movie is like a slow mental breakdown in 4K. You're watching her push herself so hard to become the perfect dancer that her mind just snaps. Mirrors start moving weird, her body changes in freaky ways, and by the end, she's not Nina anymore. She's fully become the Black Swan. Natalie Portman absolutely killed it in this role. No wonder she won the Oscar. And the way Darren Aronofsky directed it, it's intense, trippy, and seriously uncomfortable in the best way. Black Swan isn't about monsters or killers. It's about the monster inside yourself when you chase perfection too far. Beautiful, creepy, and totally unforgettable. Number 3. Gone Girl, 2014. Alright, this one. Absolute chaos, in the best way. Gone Girl is the kind of movie that starts off as a typical missing person case, and then turns into a giant "what the hell just happened?" roller coaster. So here's the setup. Nick Dunn comes home on his anniversary, and boom, his wife, Amy, is gone. House is a mess. The cops show up, and suddenly Nick is that guy on the news everyone thinks killed his wife. But here's the twist. Amy's not dead. She's not even missing. She planned the whole thing to frame Nick because, well, let's just say their marriage was a little toxic. And when I say planned, I mean next level psycho genius planning. Fake journal entries, planted evidence, even self-harm. Amy's out here treating revenge like it's an art form. And honestly, you kind of respect it. Like, she's terrifying, but you can't look away. The movie keeps flipping the script. First you're like, poor Nick. Then you're like, wow, Amy's wild. Then you're like, wait, is she actually coming back? Every 5 minutes, it messes with your brain and your morals. Rosamund Pike as Amy? Iconic. Cold, calm, and calculated. And Ben Affleck was perfectly cast as the guy who looks guilty even when he's not. Gone Girl is a psychological thriller with razor-sharp edges. It's about media, manipulation, lies, and what happens when two toxic people are perfect for each other. Yo, quick break before we jump into the next one. If you're enjoying this crazy ride through mind-bending movies, do me a solid. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're into this kind of stuff, and hey, drop a comment telling me which of these movies mess with your head the most so far. Also, share this with a friend who needs some good psychological thrillers in their life. Alright, let's keep it going. Next up, Fight Club. Number 4. Fight Club, 1999. Alright, Fight Club. This movie is like a punch in the face, and then a second punch when you realize what the hell is actually going on. So it kicks off with this guy, no name, just the narrator, living a super boring, empty life. He can't sleep, he's addicted to IKEA, and everything just feels fake. Then he meets Tyler Durden, total wild card. Soap maker, underground philosopher, chaos agent. Together, they start Fight Club, a secret group where dudes just beat the crap out of each other to feel alive again. But it doesn't stop there. Fight Club turns into Project Mayhem, a full-blown anti-corporate, burn-it-all-down movement. And our boy? He's slowly losing control of the group, of Tyler, and of reality itself. And then, boom collision, that twist hits. Tyler's not real. He's just the narrator's split personality. All that madness? He's been doing it to himself the whole time. First time I saw that twist, I just sat there like, no! Freaking way! Fight Club isn't just about dudes fighting in basements. It's about consumerism, identity, toxic masculinity, and how we try to find meaning in a world that feels empty. Brad Pitt and Edward Norton? Absolute fire. And the script? Quirky, dark, and sharp as hell. This is the kind of movie that hits different every time you watch it, and makes you question who you really are underneath all the noise. Number 5. Joker, 2019. Okay, let's talk about Joker. This one's heavy. Like, real heavy. It's not just about a comic book villain. It's about what happens when someone who's already broken keeps getting pushed over and over again. So we meet Arthur Fleck, a struggling clown for hire in Gotham City. He's mentally ill, completely isolated, and constantly treated like garbage by society. He's trying to keep it together, but everything's working against him. He loses his job, he's mocked on TV, his medication gets cut off, and even the people he trusts start turning on him. And the smile? That creepy, painful laugh? It's not joy, it's a disorder. Something he can't control. That just makes it even more heartbreaking. The movie slowly shows how Arthur goes from being a forgotten nobody to becoming something else. Something terrifying. When he finally puts on the clown makeup and embraces the chaos, it's not a celebration. It's a total mental breakdown, dressed up like a revolution. Joaquin Phoenix? Dude absolutely disappears into this role. He's awkward, disturbing, sad, and weirdly sympathetic all at once. No surprise he won the Oscar. What makes Joker hit so hard is that it's not some big action movie. It's quiet, uncomfortable, intimate, and it's asking some scary questions, like, what happens when no one listens? What happens when the system fails you over and over again? This isn't your typical villain origin story. It's a mirror. And for a lot of people, what it reflects back is way too real. Number 6. Split, 2016. Alright, Split is just straight up wild. I mean, what do you even do when the villain has 24 different personalities? So here's how it kicks off. 3 teenage girls get kidnapped by this guy named Kevin. Or well, sorta. Kevin's body is shared by all these different identities, and they call themselves the Horde. Some are calm, some are creepy, some are straight up terrifying, like Dennis, who's super strict, and Patricia, who's unsettlingly polite. But they all serve one purpose, preparing for the arrival of the Beast. And yeah, the Beast is no joke. When that side of Kevin comes out, he's like superhuman, climbing walls, bending bars, going full predator mode. But the movie's not just scary. It's surprisingly emotional too. You start to see how Kevin developed all these personalities to protect himself from past trauma. It's heartbreaking, honestly. And let's talk about James McAvoy. This dude switches between personalities mid-sentence and makes each one feel like a totally different person. It's insane how good he is. Like, 1 second he's a 9-year-old kid named Hedwig, and the next, he's this terrifying religious woman or a calm fashion designer. And that final twist? When you realize this whole thing is actually connected to Unbreakable, that moment hits so hard. Night Shyamalan Loki pulled a cinematic universe out of nowhere. Split isn't just a thriller. It's a full-on psychological deep dive into identity, trauma, and survival. And once the Beast shows up, yeah, it gets intense real quick. And finally, number 7, Donnie Darko, 2001. A mind trip through time, fear, and fate. Okay, Donnie Darko is the kind of movie that makes zero sense the first time you watch it, and then you spend the next 3 days on Reddit trying to figure it out. But that's what makes it so damn cool. So here's the setup. Donnie's this super smart but super troubled teenager who starts seeing a creepy dude in a rabbit suit named Frank. And Frank tells him that the world's gonna end in exactly 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds. Casual, right? From there, it just gets weirder and weirder. There's time travel, alternate realities, emotional breakdowns, a jet engine falling out of the sky, and lots of super deep quotes that make you go, "Wait, am I okay?" Donnie's struggling with school, with his family, with life in general. But somehow, everything ties into this bigger idea of destiny, sacrifice, and whether you can actually change the future. Or maybe he's just losing his mind. Or maybe both? Jake Gyllenhaal absolutely kills it as Donnie. He's awkward, intense, funny, and heartbreaking all at once. And the tone of the whole film? It's like nostalgic, spooky, sad, and philosophical all at the same time. Donnie Darko doesn't hand you answers. It dares you to look for them. And honestly, depending on your mood, you might come up with a totally different meaning every time you watch it. Alright, if you made it all the way through this list, you're a real one. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you had fun, feel free to hit that like button, maybe subscribe if you're into these kinds of deep movie dives, and definitely drop a comment with your favorite psychological thriller, or one you think should have made the list. And hey, if you've got a movie-loving friend who'd be into this, send it their way. Catch you in the next one.